I'm very happy that you came to my party. I've been wanting to meet you.
It's my pleasure. I've really been wanting to meet you since I saw your videos on YouTube over a year ago.
Which videos are you talking about?
You were taking LRH books, and there was another person we didn't get to see his face, but you were showing the changes, and you did a beautiful job of it, and I was so impressed. You know, I've always wanted to meet you from that time, and it's really a thrill and a pleasure to meet you.
Well, thank you very much. You're welcome in my house today.
Okay.
And I wanted to ask you, I know that you put your story on ESMV.
Yeah, I told a little about it already.
But you were telling me you got in Scientology in 1970?
Yes, June 5th I got in at the LA org.
And when did you leave?
I eased out, you know, I didn't formally leave. They're still calling me, but something happened with my daughter being over-reg for Sea Org when she was 12, and that ultimately caused me to leave, and that was about 2001. But I still came to some events and did things, but I quit taking courses and stuff in 01.
I got it. And you were telling me you were at the Apollo?
Yes.
How old were you when you were at the Apollo?
How old? 33.
Oh, that's very exciting. Did you get to meet Ron Hubbard there?
I didn't exactly meet him. I saw him every day. Like, he went out and rode his motorcycle around, you know. And I was on the watch. You know, he would come out, he had to salute or something. And also, he sent his messenger to see me when I got into some trouble. You know, I had the messenger. And he walked right by me a couple times. I did talk to Diana. Diana was my senior 2 or 3 levels above me when I was there.
And how was Diana?
She was very friendly, well, bubbly, and a lot of personality, like you. Similar, you know, radiant personality, a big aura about her, very friendly.
When you were at the Apollo, where was the Apollo anchored?
When I arrived, we were in Lisbon, Portugal. It had the FCC's flag case completions. You know, a lot of the people, they got as high as they could go at the AO, mostly AOLA, so AO in England, AO in UK, ANZO, I think. And then if they wanted to go higher, like a lot of people were doing their OT levels on the ship, and also the L's were pioneered there.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
And you were mentioning, I kind of like to have anecdote, like Ernest Hemingway.
I got all
They
the
say
anecdotes.
Ernest Hemingway used to get up at 6 in the morning and he would write, and then by noon he would go boating, and then after that he would go to the bars all over Key West. Did Ron had any kind of routine like that? Did he go motorcycling every day? What did he do?
I think basically the only activity that he had that was extracurricular was to go cycling, and often he would probably do photo shoots. Well, and then they had the newspaper, the orders of the day, Ouds, you know, and he would write a little story in the Ouds about some of the photographs he took or some of the interesting places. We were also in Spain. We were in Cadiz, Cadiz, we call it Cadiz. I think that's where Columbus left for the New World.
Right.
And then in Portugal, there's one very funny anecdote. Can I tell you?
Yes, of course.
Okay, we weren't known as Scientology. You know, it was Operation Transport Corporation, and they were supposed to be training executives. Mm-hmm. So the government of Portugal wanted the ship members to come and see the Matus winery, Matus wines.
Right.
And they asked for volunteers, and nobody was interested. They just wanted to do their post. But I volunteered. You know, I love traveling, and I volunteered. And one other guy volunteered, and but all the rest of them, they had to just make them go. But we went to see the Matus winery.
Well, in the internet, they talk a lot about Ron, how his personality was. And I'm always curious, what do you think his personality was? Did he shout? Did he nice? Did he give the orders? What would you say?
Well, I never spoke directly to him, but I was working, you know, on the EPF, like we were carrying beef from a locker down deep in the hole. Talk about muscles. I mean, getting into shape. But we would carry these sides of beef, and then we go on this promenade deck, and we go right past Ron's office. Okay, so we'd go by his office in the promenade deck. He was dressed just like he is in some of those early magazines, like an ascot tie. He always had neckwear. And when you saw him CSing, he was very intent. I mean, he was just into CSing. He had all of his attention, and he was very serious looking. The only communications I had from him was in the OODs, Orders of the Day, and he'd write anecdotes about different spots on the island, Madeira or Portugal or Spain or the Canary Islands. We were also at Tenerife.
And when they called master, was he at master?
No. Well, there were many different musters. There were different shifts.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Was Diana at master?
No, but I have one thing that fits in where I could tell you.
Yes.
Okay, I was ordered to do data evaluations, and he had just started a data evaluators course, and I routed onto that course, and all of the Hubbards were on the course, and they were called at roll call, including Mary Sue Hubbard, Diana Hubbard, Arthur Hubbard, and Suzette Hubbard. I was on the course myself, and all four of those came to course every day, and they were called at roll. So that's the closest I have to.
Can you tell us about his family? Were they close together, like Ron's children?
Yeah, there's another thing there. I was supposed to go and be in the household unit, LRH household unit, because I came from Treasury. I was a Treasury division at CCLA. And I was chosen to be in Ron's household unit, but at CC it was Yvonne Jensch was the commanding officer. And for some reason, she tried to block me from leaving, probably because, it would hurt her org. And that took about a month. So when I actually arrived, the household unit position was filled, so I didn't get that.
Can you tell us an anecdote about Ron's children? Talk about his family, something. You can tell us about Mary Sue. Was she a nice lady?
Well, I didn't talk to her. She was on course with me. I might have nodded or something. The only I saw Quentin at several events. He came in 1971 with Diana, and they spoke right on Sunset Boulevard at that Pantages or whatever it is, one of those theaters. And they both spoke. And then in 1976 at the Anaheim Convention Center near Disneyland, there was a big worldwide event.
I was there.
Oh, you were there?
I was there. I had just gotten in Scientology, and I don't know about how many thousands of people came, 2,000 people or something.
I think it was more.
More than that.
4,000
I was brand new in Scientology.
Well, I had been in 6 years, so you were brand new, okay. But you're still an old-timer, 1976.
I also saw, I met Quentin when he went on tour all over the world, giving lectures on the second dynamic. He was quite intelligent, very likable guy, very charming, very easy to talk to him. He let us approach him and talk to us. Nice guy.
I knew he was approachable. Just he had no airs. He was just being himself.
All of Ron's children were very approachable. All of them. I saw them all. They were all friendly and nice.
I have a friend from Austria, Carlo, and he claims that Arthur stayed at his place twice. I went to visit him last summer, and he said Arthur was there twice. But that's about all I know about the family. They did all live in the same quarters. They had their own family unit, it was called.
Could you say that Mary Sue participated in helping Ron developing some of the tech? Was she right at his side all the time?
Well, all I know about that, I know she audited him on occasion, quite a bit. And he probably bounced things off of her in developing certain elements of the older tech, maybe in the 50s.
Well, she's the one that wrote the E-meter drills books.
She did? Well, I didn't even know that, so you're one up on me there.
All right. Well, thank you for your stories, Gary.
Okay, my pleasure.
Thank you for coming to the Independence Day party. We're going to have a lot of fun today.
Well, my pleasure, and thank you
Okay.
for having me.
You're welcome.